I don't know how to say this, but it's two P's, and we're back with some more.
Back at it like. Nah, let me not. I don't. I
Epi-
don't want to. I don't want to bring that one up again.
Episode Ochenta y Quatro.
Quatro.
Just like that. Cause didn't you say last episode we were 17 away, so now we're 16 away?
16. Excuse me, sir. 16.
16 away. Pardon me. Before we digress, my name's Platini,
My name's Plaque.
and we are
Two P's.
in a pod.
Come on.
And we're right back at you with a brand spanking new episode. If you only knew what was going on, and that we recorded one yesterday and it's going down again.
If you don't know, now you know.
Now, you know. How do you do, my good sir?
I'm great. Doing great.
We're doing the word I've been using lately is due diligence. We're doing our due diligence. We're doing what we're supposed to do to get us where we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you'd like to add on to that?
I mean, we got a pretty hefty list of news. News, reviews, comics.
I can attest to that. And with that said,
Let's get this party started.
let's get the fiesta rolling. We're not gonna hold you. We never hold you. You know how we do here at the House of Two P's. Let's talk some Marvel. This is always interesting news with the Marvel, and we've reported this to you before, and we're just gonna rehash it. It's pretty much some new information sprinkled in it too from Kevin Feige. Let's talk Fantastic Four.
1960?
1960s.
1960?
1960s.
What are we talking about?
In a recent podcast, Kevin Feige has made it official. We already talked about this. It's always rumors before, but he's made it official that Fantastic Four will be taking place in the 1960s in a separate timeline from the Marvel timeline.
From the main,
Yes.
the base,
Mm-hmm.
the nectar.
Exactly.
Heard that.
Feige also, matter of fact, let them know what else Feige had said.
Interesting. Verbatim, he says, I am incredibly excited for what we're doing with Fantastic Four right now. And Matt Shackman, our director, who did WandaVision for us, which is awesome, is also working on Fantastic Four. I like it. I like it.
I loved WandaVision, and the only thing I don't like about WandaVision is the lack of people who didn't watch
That put on
WandaVision.
that, yeah, because it's too slow or it's
And
not for me. And,
here's what's crazy. I was in that same boat.
yeah.
I was almost. Not only was I on the same boat,
He almost skedaddled.
I almost skedaddled. I was on that boat that was gonna wait years later. I'm glad my brother reeled me in because WandaVision is incredible.
It's funny. To continue off that, he said he's already moved to London and we start filming at the end of this month. By the way, happy July. It's the beginning of the month. It's great because not only is the beginning of the month this year for us, but it's also going to start Fantastic Four filming at the end of this month.
It's crazy because all this DC news, DC came out swinging these past couple of weeks, and Marvel said, we got ding, 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 it's our turn.
It's like, yo, heavyweights.
The Marvel news is rolling, and I like that. He said he's already moved to London. They're dedicated.
They're ready.
They are
Bags are
not
packed.
playing.
Let's go.
That's great. I'm telling you right now, Fantastic Four is dope. They already got the cast.
1960s is dope.
I like
They're
that
gonna
premise.
be bamboozled when they get into our timeline. They're gonna be like, "What the heck is this?" They got color TV. No, they had color TV in the '60s. Sorry, hold on,
It's
my
gonna
bad.
be so dope. And we're not done with the Marvel news. This one is, as I did my research and found out more about this guy, Mr. Negative. Let's talk Spider-Man 4. This isn't official news. We did report before that Steven Yeun was rumored to be
In Marvel.
in Marvel.
We just didn't know.
The hero, I forgot. Anyway, Steven Yeun was set up to be.
My guy.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. I'm upset.
Sentry.
Sentry. His bad side is the Void.
Yes.
Jeez Louise.
Before
yes.
Steven Yeun was rumored to be Sentry, that got scrapped. He's rumored to be Mr. Negative in Spider-Man 4.
I know why. He dropped. He left Sentry role because of work issues. But he's like, hold on, I still want to be part of Marvel. Bring me on to Spider-Man 4, which is.
Text me.
It's not even. It's not even. We're not even on that yet.
Keep me in the group chat. That's what he said. Keep me in the group chat. Now, problem is we do not know who a Mr. Negative is. Don't worry about that. That's what Two Piece is here for. Plaque. Let's go in. Let's let them know who Mr. Negative is. You let them know about the powers. I'm gonna give them a brief little shebang bang.
I cheated though, because I was there when he was telling me the story, so I already know.
Mr. Negative is a supervillain, and his name refers to the colors of his skin, hair, and costume, which are inverted when he transforms into his alter ego. And to delve in a little bit more, Mr. Negative, he also has a Mr. Positive side. There's a balance there going on. He's an interesting supervillain. Let him know about
that little tidbit that you told me about that.
Let him know about the superpowers.
So, Mr. Negative's powers: superhuman strength and reflexes, already out of hand. Healing touch, mind control, access to advanced technology, and secret laboratories. Excuse me? Ability to switch between reversed and regular appearance. So he could go from Mr. Negative to a regular person. So you could lose him. Okay. Charging melee weapons with his energy. What?
Yes.
So you could get a hammer, charge it up, and it'd be a big bonker? Wow.
Negative energy. It calls it negative energy. And it's very interesting what's going on with him, because it was Cloak and Dagger, where their source of power comes from. That's where
Same thing?
Yes. And
you just blew my mind.
Because of his powers, he has that alter ego. His positive side, he's a philanthropist fighting against evil. His evil side, it does the opposite, and they both don't know each other.
You say you also told
they don't bother each other?
They don't bother each other because it's a balance.
Oh my god!
So the positive will let the negative do the negative, vice versa. Negative will let the positive do the positive, because if not, I guess it doesn't balance.
It doesn't balance out. We need both.
That's crazy.
Incredible. That is awesome, and I hope that doesn't stay a rumor. I hope they follow through with that. I hope Steven Yeun, that's what he's gonna do for Spider-Man 4. That is a different type of supervillain.
I'm interested to know what is this power source? Where does it come from?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Comes from Cloak and Dagger's power source as well, which makes sense because Cloak and Dagger it's
light and dark.
Light and dark.
Oh,
literally.
That's crazy.
And they can't work without each other. They can, but they're a lot more powerful when they work with each other.
That's crazy.
That's interesting. I like that.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, that's some pretty hefty. That was pretty hefty Marvel news.
Yes, it was. I like that.
I like that.
Well,
that's all we have for Marvel news.
Yes. Till next time.
Dudes and gentlemen, we aren't finished. We told you there's some moves and news on the way. Tonight on DC News. Not necessarily news. We got a
spotlight.
Reviewing.
DC spotlight.
We finally got around to what we told
you guys.
Finally.
Forgive us, because here's what's...
You know, it's funny. They're still dropping new episodes, though, so we're okay.
Here's what's angry, and it makes me angry at ourselves. We were the forerunners. We were the first of the forerunners. We were the first of the forerunners for a lot of shows. This was one of them. I'm glad y'all came here. I'm glad y'all finally got on board.
Yep.
But I'm just saying.
We're here.
All right, My Adventures, Season 2, Episode 1. We watched a little bit of the last episode of...
Just to catch up. Just, not really catch up, just to have a recap, because we were a tad bit lost as to what was going on in Episode 1.
Yes.
Season 2. We went back to the last episode of Season 1, and boy, oh boy, was it a doozy. Superman, Lois, Jimmy out in the cornfields. Clark's parents are there too. He puts him to safety. The kryptonite gets pulled out.
It's ravaging.
Starts hurting Superman, Clark, Kal-El, and triggers his ship.
Mm-hmm.
Ship goes and is like, whip, whip, hold up. The kryptonite is around. They basically went into defense mode, and things just hit the fan from there.
Mm-hmm.
It was very interesting to see how things ended, because Waller, who else? Waller was calling Lois's pops. What's going on?
Oof.
After Superman just destroyed the ship, it's a lot going on.
Yes, what's going on? And he chose, instead of being a agent, he chose being a father and said there's nothing going on.
Yep. Tries to escape, makes his great escape. Lois literally turns around and says, "Thank you." He's gone. He's an agent. He got to go. He just did the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He did the right, but he did the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do his job, but he
right,
did his he did his father duty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Had to go. I'm out. But before all that, Superman was basically trying to shut down a portal that his ship had set in the sky.
Yes.
And behind that portal was basically an even bigger ship that gave Lois Lane's father PTSD because of what happened many years ago, because they invaded Earth.
Basically, yes.
It's interesting to see how that worked, because he destroys the ship, destroys everything. The portal gets shut down, and we don't really see what happens. We just see that one little part that broke the portal falls down to Earth. Cool. But what was behind there?
Yes.
Until the end of the episode. What do we see at the end of the episode?
Brainiac.
You see Brainiac talking to a Kryptonian soldier, warrior.
And we can only guess.
Has to be General Zod. Has to be.
Superman's uncle.
And it's not one of those uncles you want to see every day.
Yeah. That's gonna give you $1.
He ain't giving you shit but an ass whooping. So that's how the final episode of season 1 starts. Ends. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Hence how season 2, episode 1 starts, which was very interesting. Of course, it started campy.
Campy. Jimmy's rolling in the bucks. I'm in the money.
And I love how every time he spends something, his
the money
his
meter.
ticker.
Hey yo, this show's great. Because remember last season, Jimmy had sold Flamebird to Daily Planet for
$5.8 million.
Some crazy amount. So it opens up this season. He got designer on.
He got the bread.
He's doing his thing. We're introduced into. I wanted to do more studies about, because I've always heard about this company, Star Labs. Star Labs detects a meter.
Yeah, but Star Labs is also where what's his name? That Cyborg's dad works at. Yeah.
That's why when they brought it up, I was like, Star Labs, that sounds very familiar. I was like, okay,
yeah, that's where
that's great.
That's where Cyborg's dad. That's where Cyborg was basically born, not as a human, but turned into the cyborg that he is now.
And what was going on at Daily Planet? The mundane. A lot. I don't want to say this is mundane stuff. It's Valentine's Day. The head of Daily Planet is upset because Vicky Bell from Gotham Gazette
she's
doing her thing.
Getting news before everybody. She always gets the news.
He's telling them to step it up. Valentine's Day is canceled. I ain't trying to hear none of that.
Meanwhile, Superman Clark is like, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do for Valentine's Day?" That the campy stuff happens, and then it gets real.
Yeah,
quick.
That was like the least of their worries, because it got real super quick.
We forgot in the beginning of episode 1, Superman had a very interesting dream nightmare.
Yes, yeah, nightmare. I want to say nightmare.
Dream, vision.
Let's stay with vision.
Yeah.
And with the vision, his dad said, "There is another like you, and we are running out of time."
He wakes up in the sweat. Okay, whatever. Then we go back to what we were saying. He goes into work. It's all about Valentine's. That's neither here or there.
And that's when we get into the Star Labs, how they detected a meteorite, or supposedly a meteorite.
And then don't they zoom in somehow?
Yeah, they go into investigate, and because Jimmy's getting bread. Remember, his bread went down because he took a plane.
Oh yes,
he got bread now.
He took a private. He said, we could go rent out a private jet real quick. Took a private jet to Antarctica. They're in Antarctica, and Superman's like, well, Clark, Superman. He's like, feels different.
He's like being lured. Like his dad, like. It's interesting what that the technology of. Is it a ship? Whatever it is.
I mean, bro, it's Kryptonian.
Yeah, they go and investigate whatever this meteorite is. And then I guess when they get there, Clark's being lured. His dad shows his silhouette, his ghost.
So, it said it took him a while to basically translate his Kryptonian language to the English language or the language of Earth.
Yes. And
he finally got it. I guess he's saying ghost so it can be understandable for a human.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you
mean. In reality, that must be some Kryptonian technology. He said he basically memorized and encrypted his last memories or whatever memories into
a piece of it.
Yeah, into basically it's like a cybernetic ghost. Basically,
it's crazy that he said, "Yeah, but you like stopped talking for me for 10 years."
A decade.
That was crazy. I get it though. I don't know what the hell this is, and you're speaking another language.
Some crazy gibberish I've never heard in my life. Like, what are we talking about right now?
Gee whiz! And we finally, I love that. Even though we waited forever, I love the fact we had to wait all the way to season 2 to finally get an explanation
of what all of that. Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah, we get a bit of basically origin story from Jor-El. He explains to Kal-El, Superman, that the reason why you are on Earth, things were not good on our planet. You are the last of our kind. So we thought. Until he goes and says and explains that not only were you the one that we put into a pod and shipped you out,
you have a cousin.
My brother sent his daughter as well into the same orbit. Where is she? We don't know. Her tracking beaker is kaput. So it's up to you, Kal-El, to go find her because you are the last 2 living Kryptonians in the universe.
As he knows.
So we think.
As he knows.
Because how does it say Kryptonian warrior?
We'll get there. We'll get there. So he gets that news.
They're in the ship.
Yeah, they're in the ship. They don't leave. I think doesn't hell break loose while everyone's there?
Yeah. So Lois and Jimmy.
Oh, they're on the
Lois and Jimmy on the ship, and the ship has those robots. Obviously,
defense mode.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You can't really get mad at the robots. They're robots. They're doing what they got to do. You're in my territory.
I'm finally getting an understanding of what the ship was. I thought the ship was like a ship is doing what it does as far as
I don't know you.
Yeah.
You stepping on my grounds. You're on my territory. I'm about to shoot these blasters.
Very true. That's true.
So Jimmy and Lois are in trouble. They're running away
from. The robots
are
chasing them, and then that's when we get like a funny interaction between Superman and his dad, where his dad is like, "So you brought your lady friend on here, but you left her by herself? I could never."
Your lady friend who has no powers like us.
I could never have done that to your mom.
If I did that to your mother, I would have to had given her a romantic gesture,
a grand romantic gesture. Superman's like,
he's like, you too. Like, bro,
I like
get
that.
It together.
Like, this show's great. Lots of action, and it's campy, but it has its right amount of campy. But you'd think Superman would reach them before they would, but you know who reaches them first? Amanda Waller. And she's in tow with a young Wilson. And I like where we are in My Adventures of Superman. It's like almost the humble beginnings, but like they fall down there. Superman again is weakened by the kryptonite, but so is the big brute.
The big brute's down there. I'm actually trying to find his name right now. So they get into a scuffle, but it actually splits. Amanda Waller and Wade are on one side of the big boulder that crashes down, and that big brute who has that Kryptonian armor on him is on the other side with Jimmy and Lois. And then our boy Soup comes in, saves the day real quick, because if not, it would have looked ugly for Jimmy and Lois.
Yes.
But yeah, so continuing on.
Amanda Waller sees that. Remember, she noticed that the kryptonite was weakening Superman, so she had Wade rush to get the kryptonite.
But before that, she goes, "Wait, I need that. I need that. What is that? Why he looking like that? Why he on the floor looking like that?" So, like you said, Wade rushes to go get it. As he sticks his blade in there, he's trying to take it out. Soup takes his last bit of energy he has, beams him down from there.
The piece falls. That's when Jimmy gets it.
Jimmy runs over there with that crypto ball, aka Pokeball, and then he puts it in the crypto ball. Everything's back to normal. Soup gets back to normal, but so does the grunt with the crypto armor, and they get to thunderclapping. But then that's when Jor-El
finally shows up and he gets busy.
He pops up. He sees the commotion. He goes through, I guess, the motherboard, the mother base of the ship.
I guess you could say that.
Because that's where the kryptonite was. Because he explains later that the kryptonite was basically eating away the ship. Yeah, exactly. So he passes through that. He's like, "I got you. Don't worry." And the ship disappears. Completely disappears. And you see Amanda Waller, Wade, and the grunt in the middle of Antarctica. Just literally no ship in sight, no Jimmy, no Lois, no Superman. She's like confused. What is going on? Then that's when we get to see where the ship turns into basically this beautiful iceberg floating in the air with a bunch of other ice little crystals around it. And I came to the assumption that that must be the beginnings of the Fortress of Solitude.
Which I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah,
and him and his dad have their final conversation.
And it looks really good, man. I like how the episode came out. It looks good. The fortress that they haven't named yet is literally a beautiful floating iceberg, like I said. But then they also come to the conclusion that they need help. There's two things they need help with.
Oh, Lois. Yeah. Before we leave that, before we leave this, Lois asks Superman.
She needs help to find her dad, because she basically comes to find out that her dad is being held captive. Where, we don't know, but he's under Waller's captivity.
We also know that Superman has a cousin through the conversations he had with his dad. And in order to find this cousin, he's gonna have to find a piece of tech that was sent 20 years ago, and I came to the conclusion myself that in order to find that tech, we're gonna have to find Lois's dad.
Correct, and that's the problem. Well, yeah, that's what you said. So it's basically two birds, one stone situation. Yes. So they would have to go and get Lois's dad. See, I don't even think he understands that yet. I don't even think he knows that yet. We broke the code for him. I wish he was there with him. I wish he was part of the game. You know, I'd just be computer guy. I'd just be Superman. You know how Batman has Alfred. I could be Superman's Alfred. You know, like
shout outs to Philo.
Oh my goodness! So we're not calling Superman Kal-El anymore or Clark. His name is gonna be Philo from now on.
And if you watch the episode, you know why.
Yep.
That was a great first episode to a second season. I'm already going to predict, because it came in hot like that. That's the second episode. I'm not going to say it's a filler. It's going to be a good episode, but it's not going to be such a...
It's going to be campier.
Yeah, it's going to be... We got to cool down right quick, because we just gave you that.
You know what I like
but about... each episode is not... It's not just a... This episode doesn't matter. Each episode matters to the bigger picture.
It's the amount of campy that they put in there. And then either in the middle or the end, they'll throw the serious note in there. And you're like, So it's going to be interesting. And the other thing I said is this show gives me great replay value and also great binge worthiness, because I wanted to continue.
For sure. It's a we talked about it earlier. It's a great reimagining of what already is. You know what Superman is, but the way they're going about it, I cannot complain.
Right.
The right amount of action, the right amount of campiness, and the right amount of violence is tugging on your heartstrings. It's great. I cannot complain. The animation is great. The story is awesome.
Yeah, mid-episode, you were like, yo, these animators are doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's good stuff. And it's funny. Just look at me, man.
I got the wonderful present of watching a Superman hater become a non-hater. He actually likes it. You have to understand, that says a lot. You cannot watch Superman or say anything about Superman around this man without him saying something crazy.
I appreciate what I'm watching. That's all I'm gonna say. It's good stuff.
Hey, give it a chance. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Wow.
But
yeah,
we can't wait till next episode.
We can't wait.
We're not gonna watch it. We're gonna calm down. We'll watch it next week because low key after we wrap this up, I'm thinking about watching it. But we'll watch it next week and we'll give you more information on what happens. And don't tell me we're spoiling anything because it's been out for a minute now.
Come on, man. You had more than enough time. You got more than enough time still.
You're late. But till next time. We've been busy.
Mm-hmm.
You've been venturing out in the work-life world.
You know it.
And on my end, things have been getting a little hectic, but I like it. I like how things are working out for us.
If you're wondering what we're talking about comic pools, and I'm looking to see what volume this is for sure. I'm going to tell you in a second. This is Comic Pool Volume 10.
Ooh.
We are on Volume 10, ladies and gentlemen.
I like it. And it's a good one. We got a good one in store for you guys.
And we're fresh off reading it too. Man, we told you what was going on with Space Ghost. And if you're around our age, you know what it is. You're not only familiar with the Space Ghost cartoon, you're familiar with the talk show Space Ghost Coast to Coast they used to give on Adult Swim.
Space Ghost.
The comic book though, please, if you're gonna get into the comic book, leave that all behind because this is something different.
Yeah, and I like it. I like it a lot. Shout outs to David Pepos
As
and
usual.
Jonathan Lau.
Thank you.
I don't know, man. Issue 1 was good.
Mm-hmm.
Great intro. Issue 2
Straight
threw me off in a great way.
Straight into it.
We get a bit of a flashback on Dax, aka Space Ghost, and it's a little bit harsh. He was
giving me in this issue. He was giving me mean the way he was talking to them.
But you could see why.
Yeah.
And I like how he gave you mean in the middle of the issue, but in the beginning of the issue, it's like this is why he's like this. It starts off with Dax having a flashback. I guess his world got obliterated, and you can see right here. Look at this. He's holding them.
Yeah.
Oof. He is getting flashbacks of his wife and his kids, or a child. And it's basically saying, get back to work, but we miss you, and we can't wait till you come back. And he's just having these flashbacks, and I'm like, what is going on? And like I said, you literally could see him. He's going through it. He's like, please let them be alive. Please. He's rummaging through fire and rubble, and I guess he finds them, and they're both dead.
It's not looking so great.
And that's how we started. I was like, wow, what are we doing here? Why are we even here?
Then we get back to where we had left off.
Basically, we left off with Jan, Jace, and Blip
being saved
from the pirates, and they're now headed to Ghost Planet, where Space Ghost resides and hides out,
where they can be safe.
So Jan, Jace, and Blip, mainly Jan and Jace, because they're the ones that can speak. Blip is a monkey, but he's a special monkey. They're being kids.
Yeah.
Where are we? What are we doing?
Oh my God.
And mind you, imagine.
He had told them, don't touch nothing. You're going to be safe here.
Don't do nothing. Don't touch nothing. Don't say nothing. Just be quiet. Live. If you need something, go find it. Go fend for yourself. And it's just funny to see him in this mode because he's just in straight detective mode. He's trying to figure out Why do these pirates want Blip? What is the background story? I need to figure it out.
At one point, the kids go rummaging around because, we need some food. And they come to the conclusion that, this ration...
The rations are outdated.
This ain't gonna cut it. This
It's
ain't gonna cut it, Mr. Space Ghost.
It's disgusting. Even Blip is disgusted. He's like, what is going on over here? But then it panels out now to Space Ghost.
Did he detect a meteor?
Asteroid or meteor? Yeah,
or something like that.
Before that, he's still trying to figure out why do they want Blip, right?
I remember he had said, why is such a company so interested in Blip? Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. So as he's in his quarters, he's trying to figure out why. Then he gets the notification that the asteroid is going to hit or the meteor is coming through. And of course, Jan comes through demanding, we need better rations. What is going on? This is unacceptable. Space Ghost is like, stop.
Are you being serious right now?
This is not the time. I gotta go do my duties.
Mm-hmm.
He heads out. He goes, destroys this asteroid. Things get settled in that end. He's still having flashbacks of his past. It's crazy. It hurt my soul when I was reading it. And of course, Jan and Jace are in their cockpit in Space Planet, just relaxing, chilling. Jan is doing her due diligence and her homework and trying to figure out who is Space Ghost
and where they are.
What are they doing? What? She's basically in survival mode right now, and I respect it because she's trying to. She has a brother.
I'm getting that. So he took the ship solo.
Jace?
Yeah.
Yes. So Jace is being a annoying little brother. Jan's like, can you just let me figure this out? Go, you and Blip, go do something. Go have fun. Next thing you know, go have fun apparently means
steal the ship.
Go Space Ghost's ship and voila. I didn't know that's what that entails. That's a little wild to me. So whatever. Jace, Blip, in Space Ghost's ship, they blast off into to space. Crazy. What they didn't know is that there's this hellish monster out there.
An energy consuming monster, matter of fact.
And it just causes havoc. And it just so happened to grab onto Space Ghost's ship, which Jace is manning. Meanwhile, Space Ghost is over here trying to help out, trying to destroy the asteroid. And Jace is over here running amok like a spoiled child.
Like a kid. What's crazy is how did they figure out that it was consuming energy?
Oh, when he grabbed onto the ship, the battery started depleting.
Oh, okay. So then the dilemma became that how's Space Ghost going to defeat it then?
Because he's all energy. It was very interesting. So then sooner or later, we start to see that these kids aren't just kids.
They're smart. They got a little head on them, I guess.
Jace can actually man a ship. Jan is actually a really good, what would you say? Captain? Cockpit captain? What would you name it? She's good at navigating and keeping things under control, and she basically came up with a solution.
Yeah, I guess.
Being on the battlefield.
She's giving me some Scott Summers.
Oh, I'm dead. Yeah. She's basically the field general.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She comes up with a conclusion. Space Ghost goes along with it, and he figures, you know what? Let's see if this works. He starts beating up on the big whatever monster this is. Goes along with the plan. He goes and tells Jace, let's see what you're made out of, buddy. Take the ship and get me out of here.
Yeah, boy.
So they escape that, but before they escape that, he's telling them, I need the monster to follow you so we can...
Yeah, wait. She had told them bring him...
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jan says, make sure the monster follows you guys, so I have a solution for you guys so we can obliterate the monster, which basically, the plan worked out. My favorite part of this is the ending, because he basically dubs them, knights them.
The ending was crazy to me. It was like, I'm like thinking, oh, he's gonna scold them. He's gonna tell them never do that again. He's gonna ground them. The total opposite. That was an initiation. You come back, they got the little
Jetpacks.
Jetpacks. Even Blip got his little jetpack. Got their lasers.
Laser guns. And the funny thing
Space Ghost is like this.
Yep. Jan goes, I don't understand, Space Ghost. Why are you doing this? He said, it's simple, Jan. I do this to protect the innocent. She goes, no. I mean, why are you doing this for us? Because sometimes just being innocent isn't enough. Sometimes you need training to keep people safe. If we do this, you will follow my lead. There's no room for recklessness. But if we do this right, we'll find justice for our family.
That's dope. And the panels, as you're reading this,
the panels are fire. The panels are fire. Because then you got Space Ghost chilling like this. You got Jan and Jace like this.
The poses are dope.
Jace is like, I've always wanted to be a superhero.
Yeah. That's what
And
he's
you got
like.
Blip on the bottom. I love it. Because now you got three sidekicks.
I can't. I'm enjoying this ride.
Yeah.
Like, what more can I say? We're enjoying this ride so much so that
Oh,
who you know,
go ahead.
who you know, the variants.
Wait, there's more. Come on now.
Stop playing.
Like, we out here. All the art is fire. So we'll start first. What do you have over there?
Right now, this is David Pepos and Jonathan Lau.
That is the Bajorn copy, because you picked the Bajorn copy from episode.
I also have the Bajorn issue 1.
So that's Bajorn Barandis. The next one you have here, Francisco Martina.
If I'm not mistaken, I have.
You have both of these.
Okay, yeah.
You have both of these cover arts from these same artists.
Variant covers.
Yeah.
You can never have enough variant covers.
Then this one here, we have from Jay Lee and June Chung. I like this cover. It's pretty cool.
This is awesome.
It's pretty cool.
This
cover.
is a awesome cover. I like how it looks.
Yeah. It's giving me that ancient painting. And of course, my favorite, we got the Michael Cho cover. I like the foil. I don't know why, but I went with the Michael Cho.
Not just the foil. I like the
cartoonish.
The
it's giving me. You know what it's giving me? It's giving me the old school
penciling lining, because this is, as I know, that's thin. This is more painting, brushing. This, the thick outlining. Cartoon,
and it's giving me Cartoon Network Boomerang vibes. Like, that's why I picked that one specifically. And last but not least, I don't believe this artist was artist for the first issue, so this is a new artist for us, Joe Quesada. I like this because it's giving me realistic rough sketch. I like, and look at that cape. That cape is fire. I like it.
He always be having some dope heroic ode to hero poses.
I mean, bro, this right here.
Yeah, man. He's always, the poses is always, I don't want to say nonchalant. They're stoic poses.
He looks rough here, bro. Like, he just beat some people up for real. But again, shout outs to David Pepos and Jonathan Luau. And
good job at bringing such a it's not like this is a new hero. This hero's been here for years, decades even.
But they were like, the way you revised it, and now you
revived it.
Yeah, it's I like what you're doing. And we already saw sneak peeks of the new issue coming out in July. Looks dope already. We already seen the David Bajorn one, the Bajorn one that he likes. It looks dope. We're excited, and I'm glad we waited to read this, because issue 3 is right around the corner.
Come on, yo.
Yeah, it looks dope. That looks dope.
Yeah, that's hard.
But that's all we got for this week's comic issues. We will bring more to you because we got quite a haul. We got quite a haul this week. We just gotta catch up. We gotta read them. That's all it is.
Till next time.
Till next time, y'all.
Just like that, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
That was episode Ochenta y Quatro from your two favorite podders. My name's Platini.
And my name's Black.
And we are
Two Peas
in a pod. Before we get out of here, let them know what's going on. Like, you're about to...
I'm about to embark on a journey.
Zip, zam, boom out of here.
Zip, zam, boom.
Zoom.
Leaving to Spain. It's going to be fun. Doing a pop-up for Fable Miami Restaurant Group.
Mm-hmm.
Chef Dan's going to lead the way, and I'm just going to follow suit. And it's going to be dope. It's going to be good for my experience. Going to be exposed to new food. And it's just levels, man. Level ups. We're just going to keep leveling up.
I love it. That's the theme, level up. And don't worry. The show's going to keep rocking and rolling.
We already got it planned out. Don't worry.
We ain't losing a step.
Not one single step is being missed.
We making it do what it do.
Facts.
Besides making it do what it do, you know what you could do?
Oh. What's that thing called?
Like,
share,
and subscribe.
Come on now.
That's all you gotta do.
Just, it's one click away. One click of the button.
On that note, it's two peas in the pod.
And we gotta get out of here. Till next time, y'all.
Salutations.
Deuces.